George Nolan. Just saying his name makes me smile from ear to ear. He had such an impact on my life. He loved teaching and sharing his experience and getting to know people. There are many words you could use to describe George. I think the word I would like to use, though, is genuine. George was genuinely kind, genuinely compassionate, and genuinely caring.
If he didn't know you, he made you feel completely at ease. And literally, after a 5 to 10 minute conversation, people would say, wow, I feel like I've known him forever.
One must know George was an orphan. Both his parents died before he was 14 years old, and leaving him and his brother in separate homes 20 miles apart. So George was the man he was because of his early childhood. Nothing was easy for him. He had to work very hard.
Now, George had his own version of Meals on Wheels, and he often dropped by my parents' house to deliver some homemade soup or some dish that he had created. And let me tell you, George was quite talented in the kitchen. I am certain he could have gone toe-to-toe with just about any professional chef.
He's probably most famous for his hundreds of dozens, and I kid you not, I'm not exaggerating when I say hundreds of dozens of chocolate chip cookies that he would make at Christmas time, and he would carefully package them in these fabulous little holiday decorated tins, and then off they went in the mail all around the world.
Healthy Learners was super important to him because it was about giving people every advantage and making sure they have all the resources they need to be the best they can be. He noted they had a very worthwhile mission, and he wanted to get involved.
We were visiting, and I said something like, so George, what have you been up to lately? He says, well, I've gotten myself involved in an organization here in town that I'm pretty excited about. He proceeded to share a story with me about a little boy who had been labeled as a problem child in his classroom, and his disruptive behavior and acting out was the child's frustration because he couldn't really see, and therefore he couldn't really understand everything that was going on. Healthy Learners stepped in, provided this child with prescription glasses, but George said, Patty, that story did it. That sealed the deal for me. He said, I knew right then that that was an organization where I wanted to give of my time, my service, and offer my financial support.
So on behalf of George, I'd like to thank everyone here for participating and being a part of the Spelling Bee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a part of transforming children's futures at Healthy Learners Adult Spelling Bee.